So there's costs associated with doing that, right? Being able to
Yeah.
provide all that inventory. I have 36 sizes that we're trying to support, versus other brands that have 4. Right. And so
hmm
that's just completely different from a cost standpoint.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Men, Real Talk, the place to have interesting conversations in the world's most comfortable underwear. We are joined once again by our fearless leader, Jared Mortensen. And if you haven't watched the first episode, you should go back and watch that. This episode, we're going to be talking about what makes Real Men Apparel different than other underwear brands. And if you've been enjoying this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, we do read those comments. We also have a coupon code hidden in this episode. But until then, back to the episode.
So we're not making a ton of money. Our profit margins are not huge. And so whereas there's some of these other brands that are really high quality, they have significant, a lot higher margins that they're trying to make more money off of individual customers. We're trying to give a product to as many customers as possible. And so when you look at it, we end up falling, between $10 and $15 per pair, depending on the pack size that you order and the discount. Now, if you order off our website, we could give you a better deal than you're getting off Amazon, because their fees are really high. We're paying 20 to 30% just for advertising, just to stay at the top of the listing. So you show up. If you come to our website and buy, we don't have to pay that. And so that's where we were able to give the discounts on our website.
Feel free to get signed up, guys, to our SMS list or email list. There are pop-ups right on the website. I will try to remember to drop a link to that sign up down here in the video. Yes, we give great deals, and yes, the underwear is that good. Jared, to what you were saying earlier about Tommy John's and Saxx. So it was maybe a year before I tried Real Men that I thought, am I just crazy? Is the underwear out there really that bad? Because I had been wearing brands like Obviously and a few others, but brands with more of like an anatomical pouch. And my wife was saying, like, why do you have to get those brands? Why don't you try these other? And so I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. I'll go back to it. I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't know why they're that expensive. I just legit don't know why. Like, I could see our stuff being that expensive because it's totally worth it. But when I tried Mack Weldon, and God bless them, they have great return policy, all of that stuff. And we'll talk about the Real Men return policy here in a minute. But I tried Mack Weldon, Tommy John, and Saxx. Mack Weldon and Tommy John, I'm sorry, like, it just, like, there was no control there. It was everything was either pressed up against my body, or there just wasn't much containment, let's say, in those products. Great fabrics, just not great construction. Yeah. Great products, but just not super great walls, so to speak, not good separation. So when it came to Saxx, that was the best performing one, but it's almost as if Saxx said, well, I still want to get pressed down between my legs, but I just want to be separated from my legs. Which I put those on, I'm like, okay, I get it. Yay, I'm not separated, but I'm still kind of smushed down there. So talk about what separates Real Men. No pun intended, by the way. Talk about what separates Real Men from other brands that do flaps like that, and the unique separation that Real Men offers.
Yeah. So the big difference is it's a design decisions. Most pouch brands have an internal pouch, and so that's what you're referring to with the Saxx, right? So they have a little more space than their traditional design, and then they just have these flimsy flap divider things, just like a mesh divider. They call it pouch, or it's a pocket or something like that. But really, it just creates some separation, so there's not any skin, there's less direct skin to skin contact, which that contributes to the chafing. And so with our products, it actually has an external pouch. That's a big difference from a design standpoint. So there's our brand, there's Obviously that you mentioned, Wildman T. We have an external, Ergo has an external pouch, right? So you actually have space for the package, so it actually protrudes out from the front of the body of the underwear. So it's not an internal pouch where you just have those dividers, but it actually, here's with the seams, it's actually sticking out in front of the body of the underwear. And so this is a small B-size pouch. So then we've got the C and D larger here, and then the A.
So I can already hear the objections, and I want to just voice them and allow you to address them. But wait, he's sticking out so far. Yeah. What's that going to look like when I put on regular clothes?
Yeah, of course, with this just to show the structure here, we use a solid prosthetic, right? So this is actually made out of like a glue, hot glue. This prosthetic, and so it's going to actually just to show the pouch and the way it's structured, it's going to stick out a little more. Guys naturally sit a little more downward, right? As far as that goes. Now, depending on where a person is positioned, if they're positioned up higher, there may be something that shows a little more, and you're just not being smashed. So depending on the pant that you're wearing, if it's a really light slack or something like, some things can show, just like they can show if somebody's wearing a compressive Hanes, if some guy's the right size and where their package is positioned. But it's tended, particularly with the V-Fly, it's going to be lower, and so there's no issue with. I've never had any really issue with showing with any of the things that I wear, and so, but it is a concern. People like, hey, how does that just kind of looks out there? But the thing is, most guys, when they put on a pair of boxer briefs, they're used to looking in the mirror where it's just completely smashing them.
Yes.
And so then they put something like this on, like our product, and they're like, oh, that actually makes me like stick out. Well, you're really not sticking out. You're just sitting naturally. So you're actually just sitting in the natural position, the way that God designed you to fit. And really, the reason that's really, really important is, there's two ways that your body can cool down. Either your package can move up and down, or you can sweat. And so because guys are getting smashed with their traditional underwear, it's not allowing their body to actually regulate temperature the way that God designed your body to regulate temperature. So with our product that allows you to sit more naturally, then you can actually change shape and size as you go throughout the day. And so you just don't sweat as much. You don't have to adjust all the time. You're just a lot more comfortable. But some guys just have to get used to it. The way that we talk about it is that guys are stuck in an abusive relationship with their underwear. They just don't know it, right? And so it's like you've been abused your entire life until you get something that actually feels allows you to sit naturally and without being commando. Some guys just give up on underwear and they just go commando, and then you have a lot of sticking and shave, that sort of stuff. So our product allows you to have the benefits of being, commando without the rubbing, sticking, and chafing associated with that. And so with that external pouch, you're able to get separation. So you get the benefit of like that Saxx flimsy flap thing where you don't have the direct skin to skin contact between the package and the legs. So you're getting that separation, but you're able to sit more naturally. And so you're able to regulate temperature. So you just don't sweat. You just don't sweat as much, and you don't have to adjust all the time. You have to deal with the flaps when you go to the bathroom and those types of things. And so you literally put it on and it just stays on. And so that's the nice thing about it. But it does look different. And so we do encourage people to buy them as white elephant gifts. So like buy them as the lingerie, male lingerie, whatever. Because the thing is, once the guy tries it on and they wear it, they're hooked. So that's why we have our return customer rate is super high. And so it's crazy how many times we've had people just buy them as a gag gift, and then they try them on and they're like, holy cow, these are awesome. And then they just keep coming back. So that's how we hook you. So
that's actually how I did this. My wife, God bless her, she said, you should bring a gift card for Real Men Apparel to the White Elephant this year. This was last Christmas. And so I did. And guess who got the gift card? My pastor. So, yeah. And I mean, I think he likes them. God bless him. He was very classy about it. He didn't make me feel too weird about it, but I was mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know what to do. I just buried my head in my arms and tried to make myself small. Yeah, but it is a fantastic product. And I remember the time I realized, oh, wait, that's not the underwear making me stick out that much. That's just me. And even my wife didn't realize that. She's like, wait, why are you sticking out so much in that underwear? And I said, and I like actually tested it. And I was like, you know what? No, that's just me. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's just that if you put on regular stuff. So when you're trying to find your fit, there might be some hesitation and saying like, well, what if it doesn't fit me? Because a lot of these companies, like, you get like one pair that you can buy, which has been my experience. And that's semi-standard across the industry. So what's Real Men's fit policy, return policy? Like, how does that play out? Just like, okay, I'm a customer. I got the thing. It doesn't fit me right. What happens now?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? Because that's one of the biggest concerns that guys have. One that, a lot of guys don't know how to deal with returns, and it's just a big pain in the backside. And they're like, hey, is somebody even going to work with me? And I would just say from the beginning that quality brands are going to have a lot more liberal return policy and replacement policy because they really back their product and they really care about their brand. And so, so if you're trying to work with a brand that like doesn't like work with you from a return standpoint, then that's a warning flag right there. If you can't get a response or anything like that, which happens with a lot of Amazon brands, a lot of Chinese brands. We understand that a lot of guys are concerned about finding a right fit that really works for them. And then also it's super inconvenient to do returns. So we have a pretty liberal placement policy. So if you buy something and you try it on, and we do recommend that guys, if they're not sure of their size, just go with the B size pouch, because that's the average size US male. 40-50% of the orders are, B size. We do have people that would tend to go up versus down once they order a B size. But you get it, you try it on, and you see how it fits. Maybe you need a different pouch size. Maybe it's a different waist size. Maybe it's a pouch waist size. Maybe it's an inseam material. And so we want to work with you to help you dial in the right fit for your body, because there's some people that have been wearing the same style for a long time, and so maybe it's a shorter boxer brief that they've been wearing, but they've got a really big thigh, and so they're just always having issues with the leg moving up because they're trying to wear a 3-inch inseam boxer brief, but they've got a large thigh, and it's a losing battle when you have a muscular thigh against a short inseam. And so they may need to switch to a brief or a longer inseam boxer brief for something that's really going to work better for them.
And by the way, that was my case, because I love the short 3-inch look, but bikini briefs fit me the best. That's just where my seams are. Now I can get away with a 9-inch. I love the Real Men 9-inch. Those will stay in place like 100%. That's because my thighs are thick in the middle, and that 9-inch boxer brief has the terminating seam is down below that thick part, so those legs don't ride up.
Yeah, you really got to look at, so depending on where the largest area of your thigh is, right? Some people it's higher, some people it's lower, and really, so the boxer brief really should go beyond the largest area of your thigh, and so it can really hold in there. If it's fighting against the smaller side, then it's just going to be a losing battle. And but then there's a lot of guys that haven't tried a brief before because they're like, oh, that's a tidy whitey thing, or that's a whatever. And so we've I would say convinced, and we've converted a lot of people to briefs just because they thought they looked funny, or they felt funny, or they just were compressive. They just were not very comfortable with what they had tried before. And so, but once they've tried one of our briefs with an external pouch, they totally were converted over to a brief. So the point is, we're trying to help guys find a product that works best for their body. And sometimes that takes 1, 2, 3, 4, product tries to get it right. We can usually dial it in on 2 for them to find something that they need, but we would prefer to just do replacements and just send you another set versus having to do a lot of returns. Now we do have occasionally we have some guys that start stealing from us, and that stinks, and so we'll have them send stuff back. Now on the returns, when we get them back, we don't want to throw anything away, so we donate all those to homeless organizations because we don't want stuff to go to waste. So if it hasn't been worn, we donate them to homeless groups. If they've been worn, then we just throw them away because we're not going to resell. Even if it comes back and we can tell if it's been taken out of the package. We can tell if it's been worn, and we've dealt with thousands and thousands of returns. But we want to try to get as much use out of them as we can. So we donate a lot of those. But yeah, so if there's any fit issue, you literally just send us an email at hello@rmac.store, and our team will get you that replacement set as you try to find the best fit for your body.
Yeah, Jared, I can attest to the generosity of the return program, because there's some of the conversations about the number of returns or replacements that customer service has done for some customers. I'm like, what? It grates on my nerves, and it's not even like I'm not even the one paying the bills.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, yes, the return policy is that good. If you want to get some of this awesome underwear, there is a link down in the video description that I put with every single video. You can go and shop. We have all kinds of different styles. We have boxer briefs, bikini briefs, jocks, leggings, strapless jocks, and that's actually an interesting one for maybe a conversation later. We also have leggings, Arctic Shield, Comfort Flex. We have Aeroflex. Go to the website, check them out. They're really awesome and not blowing smoke up your butt. We love our product. We smoke what we grow. We use what we sell every single day, and we love it. Yes, this is the real deal. Yes, you should try them out. Yes, they are that good. In closing, so the coupon code will be for this episode, Jared. Can I use your name, Jared?
Yes.
So just Jared, all right? Jared, for those of you who are listening. So yeah, I think we'll have you back on. Let's see, maybe in a few episodes. We got some other series that we're working on, some really good kind of lifestyle stuff, just talking about how we can be better men and more present for our families and always be growing and changing in a good way. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Links are down in the description. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
And we're out.